What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Ground Level Radio. And before I even get started, I just want to say, before things even took place, earlier today we had DJ Sexy C, and she took over and did her gospel thing. So we want to definitely give her props for that. We appreciate you for that. You can always tune in to the First Fruit Gospel Show right here on Ground Level Radio from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. SLT. All right. But now I have the pleasure of having this person who has done so many great things on the grid. I mean, we're talking about a businesswoman, very professional, a boss, and about making positive movements on the SL grid. That person I have on the show today, on the Fresh Air Talk Show, is SupaDupaFlyy. Let's give her a round of applause. Appreciate you being here, SupaDuper.
SupaDupaFlyy. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. And you know, everybody that's tuned in on Ground Level Radio and here at the headquarters right now, you know, we appreciate everything that you're doing, okay? Because,
Aww.
Well, I mean, let's face it, you're taking things to another level on SL.
That's right.
And I'm going to let you, you know, tell us, you know, first we talking about CEO, right, of the Eyewitness News.
I watch news, yes.
So tell us about that.
Well, I Watch News is a project that began for me about 2 years ago. And it started in Lavisher Estates, which was a city that was owned by my family. And it was a role play community, of course. And one day I was walking down the street, and there was a treacherous sim crossing. We had 16 sims conjoined, and there was a really bad sim crossing. And as I walked up the street, I saw 3 cars that were just spinning on the sim crossing. I was like, I'm not going that way. But I took a picture of it because it looked like it could have been a deadly crash. And when I took a picture of it, I posted it to Facebook, and I called it news. Extra, extra, read all about it. Deadly collision at the corner of JC Constructions and Dan's Las Montañas. And I made up this whole scenario about cops and robbers fighting and all this other thing. And it took off. Like, people were really they were watching it, and then when they see me around the neighborhood, they'd be like, "Oh, look, Fly, it's news over here." And it just really, it took off from the Lavisher Estates local news and grew to what is now I Watch in World News, is where I actually watch in world news, and I report the role play news and relevant things happening on the grid.
Okay. All right. Very cool. So I mean, and how long has I Watch News been now on SL?
I Watch has been, we're actually going into our 3rd year. It's been I Watch for a year. After the first year of doing the local news, we expanded because it was good local news happening in Trapville and in Lavish Estates, but it wasn't enough to feel, you know, what I was doing. And there was a lot of people who wanted to see themselves on the news as well from all over the grid. So I started taking reports from everywhere, and that's, you know, it eventually transitioned into being I Watch from Lavish Local.
Okay.
So that's been about a year ago, yeah.
Okay. All right. And so now with the whole thing since you've been doing this, I'm sure you've seen a lot of things and a lot of changes on SL. Am I right?
Yeah, I have seen a lot. Of course, we see communities come and go. We see strong communities build up. We see a lot of new grid owners, and there's a lot of news happening around the grid, period. And we're more cognizant of things that actually affect our avatar lives. So yeah, I see a lot. I see a lot of things change. I see a lot of things begin. I see a lot of things end.
That's true. That is true. I mean, it's just so much that has changed on SL. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
even the mentality. I mean, let's face it. Back in the day, with the clubs, it's a totally different thing than the way the clubs are now. I mean, back then
Yeah.
you would get dressed up and you would, you know, get your best on, and your girl would get her best ballroom dress on, and you guys would go out and paint the town. And now it's not about that. You know, half the time, and I'm saying this as a DJ myself, some people don't even want to dance. They just stand there, you know. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Well, it is that the club scene to me has definitely become the meat market meeting grounds, where people who are bored with their second lives, they go to meet new people. A lot of times myself, I patronize the club to hear good music. So a lot of times you can get that live interaction, a live feeling, and get a lot of new people around you. And that's a good thing. I'm not one to be clubbing so much, but I can see where people just go hang out and meet somebody new, and I can't figure out for the life of me how clubs are making money nowadays. I could, back in the day, like before I started that stuff, I heard that the clubs was a big way to make money, but nah, I just don't get it. Like, y'all standing around waiting for tips and stuff.
Right. You're right.
Teach his own.
You're right. It's
Teach his
different though. I
own.
mean, back then you had the sploders, you had different ways to make money at a club. So yeah, but even that, I mean, think about with the advancement of SL, do you think we've lost some things in the process? Like, yeah, we have mesh bodies now. We have, I mean, just so the clothes are so real. The cars that you drive are so real. They look so nice, right? But with that development, did we lose some things as far
Yes,
as the
I think so.
communication and stuff?
I think, what I think? I think, like, for instance, like when I first came on SL, there was a lot to do. You feel me? There was like skiing and camping and spelunking and all these different kind of ways to explore the world. I think SL from that time, from then to now, has become a big mall. It's like all the Sims have malls. Yeah, like it's just malls. It's just shopping. And it's very hard to find a good museum to take the kids out to, or a good place to go picnicking and, some different things. Like, I've been in SL for 4 years and I've never seen a replica of the Eiffel Tower. Like, I'm looking for that, If somebody knows what that is, hit my box. My
Right.
name is SupaDupaFlyy Residence.
She said, "My name is SupaDupaFlyy Resident." That's right. The
Yeah,
one and
but you
only.
don't see those family outing things. It's like everybody is trying to make their sim make some money. Trying to get that return on what they're putting into it. Which I ain't. I'm not mad. That's business. But at the same time, I look for something to do. I don't meet people a lot at clubs. Like I said, I'm not clubbing, so I'd much rather go out to the Nile River and float up it and see all these different sights and things. I know that there's still places out there around, but they're just not very easy to find like it was when I first came to SL.
That's true. Okay. So with the transition, and I'm just gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss my co-host. My co-host, you looking? She couldn't make it
I
today,
know.
but I do. She sends her best, and she
We
says
love
she
you. You
will have you
looking?
back on the show. Yeah, yeah. So when you come back on the show again, it'll be the Super Duper Fly and looking thing. I won't even be in it.
Yes. Yes.
So you can
Yes.
have your
I
real
really,
deep talk.
yeah. I had the honor to meet her for the first time. Like, people, of course, popular names across the grid, especially people who have been here for a while. I've seen her out a lot, and I knew who she was. I knew of her. But last week when we sat down for our rehearsal, I really got a chance to know her, and I must say that she really touched my mind and my heart. I miss her today. I was hoping that she could make it so we can chop it up like girls do. But next time I'm looking for you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm getting a few tweets from a few fans. They're asking about this art jewelry that you have on your leg. You want to go into
she
that?
Blew it up.
Because I keep getting these tweets like, "What is that on her leg?" and "Where can I get that?" So you want to tell us about that?
Yes, I'd be happy to tell you about that. It's actually my creation. I am also an SL jeweler, and I actually made these. They're called jewelry tattoos, and it's just a little decorative item that you just wear, and you can reattach it to whatever attachment point you want it to be on. I chose my leg, and there's 6 of them. Let me see if I can remember what they all say. One says happiness, peace, luck, joy, friendship, and fly. The other last one says, no, I'm kidding. It's something inspirational. I just can't recall it off the top of my head, but they're all, positive affirmations of life, things that you want in your life. And it looks really pretty going up the leg. So I did those there, I still, and you can get them on Marketplace. They're available on Marketplace. I think they're like $35 each. And if you have a problem, because Marketplace has been bonkers since they did the viewer managed Marketplace, my Marketplace is sending my customers the wrong orders. I'm kind of perturbed with that. So if you do purchase something from SupaDupaFlyy Fashions on the market, just hit my box if you didn't receive the order that you were looking for, and I will gladly fix that for you.
All right. And I think those other 2 was faith and love, right?
Yes, probably so, but I'm sure, because I'm faithful and loving, so I'm sure I put that on there.
Here we go. Here we go. All right, so
I had to put that one out there, newly single.
So Big Tom resident, she says she's newly single and very faithful and loving, just so you know. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so question. Wanted to know, what are your thoughts? I mean, ever since, and I know we only have a few more minutes here on the show, but ever since the whole 50 Shades of Grey, all right, it seems that SL has really started, especially in the black community, okay, it's really started expanding into this whole dominant, submissive thing. And I want to get your view on it. What's your thoughts about it?
Wow. Okay. So, what a question to cram in the last 2 minutes.
I know. Right?
Well, I think that when it's done right, the dom submissive relationship is a beautiful thing. First of all, to gain anyone's submission, whether it's a male to a female or a female to a male, the submission is a gift, and it's not something to be abused or taken lightly. It is a gift of love, it's a gift of trust, and it's a gift of honor. So if you're given that gift, it's a gift to be cherished, A lot of people maybe, they jump up and say, hey, that's a good lifestyle, let me try that. It's not for everyone. It's a very disciplined lifestyle, and it's something to be respected. It's nothing weak about being submissive. There's nothing stupid about being submissive. It's a choice. And I think it's a beautiful choice to make if you find the right person that you trust to do it with.
Good point. Wow. Okay. All right. I like the way that's going. I mean, because you just look around, that's what you're seeing now, and it's interesting. Now, don't get me wrong. You had the Gorian, and you had other different lifestyles and other communities on SL, which were very prominent. But it seems within within a recent year, okay, on SL, and I've been on here just dating myself since 2007. So, yeah, I know. I got to get my AARP card for SL. I know. Yeah, I understand. But but at any rate, it just seems like it's just taking over. It's like a lot of, I imagine you can't just, it's just like DJing. You're not going to just go get a program and say you're a DJ and think that's going to fly. You're not going to just sign on and say, make a cool, dominant name, and now you're a dom. There has to be some rules to the game. Am I right?
Yes, I think so. I think that if you're a dominant-minded person, that's just something that you are. That's not something that you acquire. That is not something that you can go to school and be taught. I mean, you could, but I think being a dominant person is a natural. This just like worker bees and the queen bee. The queen bee, she's born the queen bee. You know what I'm saying? You can't change her into a worker bee because she's the queen. You know what I'm saying? You can't change a worker bee into a queen because you're a worker bee. You understand? So it's just a mentality that's carried with that person. Now, some people they see it, they admire it, they try to acquire it or replicate it. And sometimes they do a halfway decent job, but still, for one strong-minded person, a strong-willed person, there's another one with a will that's even stronger and even more dominant. What I think about the fad that is occurring now in SL is that people think that being a polygamist and being in a dominant submissive relationship is synonymous. It is not. You can have a submissive and just be that one person in that one relationship. Polygamy is when there is multiple women in the relationship with one man. So it's two different things. You can be a polygamist and not be in a dominant relationship. I've been in that too, and it's two different things. But one thing I can guarantee you for sure, and this is from experience, RL experience, what this lifestyle is in SL is nothing compared to what it is. It's two totally different things from SL to RL. So it's just a matter of how people and what we make it into here in SL, because you can make whatever you want it to be into whatever you want it to be in SL. Right. But the lifestyle and the collars and the women and most people here in SL, they're doing it how they want to. And then a lot of people say, you're not doing it right. It's according to how you want to. So right is what feel good or is correct to you.
All right. So do you see that being covered on I Watch News anytime soon? Maybe a segment on that?
The I Watch News practically reports what's happening on the grid and what's relevant to our life. I do have another show. It's called The Integrated Report. And, we talked about covering this topic before on the Integrated Report because, with me being, just coming out of a relationship with one of the most well-known dimes on the grid, a lot of people want to pick my brain and, see what I got to say about it, and I'm not opposed to that. So, yeah, eventually in the future, yeah, you can look forward to Fly opening her mouth more about the polygamist and submissive lifestyle. Yeah, I can do that for y'all.
All right. All right. Now we're going to hold you to it. You heard it here first on Fresh Air Talk Show that Fly was going to release more information about her insights of being with the most prominent dom on Second Life. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, with that, because that's a hard act to follow up on, I want to ask you, and shout outs to Sweet Tart. Shout outs to Rocker Fitness. You know,
Yes.
we're gonna be having Rocker Fitness on the show. Shout outs to Luna Fado. She is the one who designed this studio. So these couches you see, this desk, not the lava lamp, but but the
I'll
carpet
take the
and all
lava
that.
lamp home with me.
Yeah, exactly, right? They set the mood right there. But she has a store, and I want you to check that out. And again, mad shout outs to all my sponsors that's on here. And if you want to be a sponsor, it's very easy. Just get in touch with me, you know, and we can definitely sit down and chop it up and get you up here, get you on the board, get you on something that's a positive thing for the SL Grid. And I'm glad to be a part of the iWatch News family. And having Fresh Air Talk Show and Ground Level Radio being, you know, in that same category is a beautiful thing. So I appreciate SupaDupaFlyy reaching out to me when I'm trying to get this out and get this going. I appreciate that.
No problem. It's an honor to have you.
All right. And do you have anything you want to give out? Any shout outs or anything to anybody before we wrap up?
Yes, I want to shout out all my sisters, Meek Youth Barris, Miss Hot Shit, owner of Hot Women's Clothing, and Divas Fashion. You go, girl. I'd also like to shout out my sisters Mecca and Queenie and Hot Girl Bailey and Daniela Swagnificent and Lachelle Swagnificent and Pinky Harris. I love you all, my sisters. To all my adoring fans, mwah, 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 I love all y'all.
I just want to say, honey, I'll be home at the end of the show, okay? That's all I got to say. See, I only got one person to shout out. No, shout outs to my fam and the family that I roll with, and shout outs to, you know, again, all my true friends and all the DJs. I'm going to have a show with just real DJs on this panel. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
just discussing.
It's going to be all of 3 people in here. You said real.
Well, I'm just saying.
No, I'm just kidding, y'all DJs. I'm just kidding. I'm not talking about you, 10X. You a real DJ.
I'm just saying. I want to have that discussion. I mean, we, you know, just where everything went from. I mean, you look around now, you got, you know, the whole DJ thing has changed too. I mean, you know, you got the DJ that used to just come on and do his thing. Now you got the hostess. And then you got the showgirls that dance for you to interact. I mean, it's just like such a production, you know. And like me, I'm sorry, I'm old school. Just drop the crates, plug it up, and let the music make the party. You know what I mean? And interact with the crowd. That's me.
The thing is now with the DJs is that everybody thinks, oh, because I like music, I can DJ. Everybody thinks that, oh, I have a nice library, I can DJ. DJ is not limited to your selections. DJ includes your charisma on the mic, your ability to keep the crowd interacting and having fun, your mixing, your blending. If you just dropping and chopping one song from the next and there's no real blend in there and you can't feel that mix, man, fuck off the mic.
True.
Number 3.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah,
that's
like,
real talk,
right,
though.
You know,
real talk.
Exactly. It's real important. You know what I mean? It's like you get dude coming there trying to mix Betty Wright with I Want to Rock Right Now or something like that. That don't go together.
Right.
You understand? Mix something that goes together. You feel me? And it's important that your timing and it's not sloppy and it doesn't start sounding like noise. Because I would TP out.
Right.
One day I was just me and I wore a titler over my head that says I TP out on whack DJs. And I just went from club to club.
Wow. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have you on the panel as well. But I want to have that I'm going to get with the executive producers of the show. We got to schedule that. And I'm sure it's going to be wild. I mean, I want to have the top cats on the game in here. And just pick their brains, you know. And it's not about a whole competitive thing. It's more so just kind of an honor and a celebration of real cats on here.
Little workshop of sorts.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's what I want to do. So stay tuned for that as well. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's our time. Just want to thank you so much, SupaDupaFlyy, for taking your time to be here. I know, again, we're going to be looking for you on the next show. And when we get you two on here, I will not be on the show because I'm pretty sure it's going to get kind of heated. It's going to be a girl talk thing. Yeah, I understand.
I'll
be on vacation that day.
And I am looking forward to the next time. I'm very much looking forward to it.
All right. Well, we thank you, and I thank you all for being here and tuning in. Until next time, keep it fresh, keep it clean. It's your boy, Bryson Capalini, on the Fresh Air Talk Show.
Hey.
How you doing, honey? You sure look good, I ain't gonna lie.